this is what I'm going to tell you. You know, this week is a week that I need to myself. So I'm going to try to avoid answering, If you email me, don't expect that I may answer, that I may reply. I may not answer emails. I may answer emails. I don't know. But I may not answer your emails. So maybe you shouldn't send emails to me this week. Because I need this week to myself. I'm going to state this in perfectly honest terms so that you're all aware. I don't need to tell, anyone out there on, social media and all that stuff. But, if you know me, and you know that I have, one of the things about me, surprising that this is new information, one of the things about me is that I have constipation issues, and I'm going to be starting up another medicine to see if it can move things along, and then I can go more frequently without getting into detail about it. On average, I would go to the restroom every couple of days, 3 to 4 days, without getting into detail, because I don't want to get into detail. Point being is, I am feeling anxious about it, but I'm willing to do what I need to do that is going to be better for my health. It better not trigger any wound that I've been dealing with. And it better not reverse any steps that I have been taking to work on myself and better myself. Because I don't need any back steps. Certain things have happened, and I remember those things, and I become very anxious, and I become very compulsive to avoid those things from happening. And those things that have happened, it better not happen. Otherwise, all that work that I've been doing on myself has kind of been all for naught. I haven't been doing all the work on myself to then have something else thrown at me that is going to just have it, it all start back up again, and I don't need that. I am not going to be responsible for answering emails, because I need the time to adjust to this new medication. And I need the space. The only thing that it should do is it should make my life easier, more comfortable, and put me at a better mental place. Having the wounds and having those same triggering events occur once again is not, it's not the way, and it's not acceptable. So either I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by this and think, oh, all this anxiety was all for naught. It's going to be the middle. It's going to be neutral. It's not going to do what, it's not going to work well enough. Or, well, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even want to go there. But, I don't know. And so that's what I am worried about. Because there's certain things that I am more high strung about than other things. And to be honest, I'm very high strung about, certain parts of the body and how clean, those are. More than other things. So, I'm willing to do this because it's the right thing to do, and it may mean change. It will mean, feeling better, being healthier. But if it is going to be more than all the problems that I'm facing right now, I don't know if I can tolerate certain things. But, so, I may not answer your emails if you email me. So just know that. I just want to let you know what's going on this week so that you're aware. Here's the other thing that you need to be aware of. And I'm trying to recall where I heard this. I heard it somewhere, but I just can't, it's not clicking. I was hearing once that something really, rude that you can do to somebody is, mispronounce their name. And, that's totally understandable if names are mispronounced. If a teacher is having attendance and giving it to a class, he or she may mispronounce a name, that's okay. If it happens more than once over and over again, well, that can be annoying. I'll get there. If somebody meets somebody in general, mispronounces their name a couple of times, well, it's fine. I mean, they are getting to know them. But there is a limit where it goes from being understandable and tolerable to being annoying and unacceptable and disrespectful. It must be real annoying for Hyacinth Bouquet And I say her name, not talking to her as if she were a queen, but, like a person. Hyacinth Bouquet is her name in Keeping Up Appearances. That was her name. That was how it was pronounced. That's how she would like others to be pronounced. Therefore, people should give her that respect. And that is sort of an example, especially among the people that have known her for a long time and keep making that mistake. Must be really annoying. Yeah. It is real invalidating. Like, I can't remember where I heard that. I think, maybe Nadia Shah mentioned it. I'm trying to... Maybe it was Owning Authenticity. Her live stream that mentioned it, or maybe Rebecca Goldsmith. I can't remember where. I don't remember the source. But I heard it somewhere. And if I did remember, I would tell it to you. But the point is, there is no excuse for continually mistaking someone's name and saying it wrong over and over and over again. There's no excuse for that. Not at all. If it's continual, and if it becomes a habit, then that person needs to really pick up the responsibility and break that habit. Because that is, that's just rude and annoying, and it gets frustrating after a while. I have no doubt in my mind that living with Deborah Silverman for half of a lunar cycle, from the new moon in Taurus to the full moon in Sagittarius, will be, I have no doubt that it is going to be a wonderful experience for me. An amazing experience, and it's going to work out, wonderfully. I know someone who also has a North Node in Scorpio placement, who keeps referring to my name, and calling me by another name, and then mistaking my name for another name over and over again. And that can be, it's really frustrating, and I'm getting pretty sick and tired of it at this point. When arguments of people come up in your life, and you feel like you can't win, or you feel like, you just can't win if you try fighting, it can be easy to slip into passive aggression and say things that are deceitful to yourself. And when you find yourself being passive aggressive, turn on the observer and step into assertion and authenticity instead of passive aggression, instead of falling a victim to what they're saying. And I know that you were all at my grandparents' house today. I don't like using family in my meetings. I don't like calling out any person close to me. But, I gotta say, I really have to say that over and over again, and this is going back to what Maria de Simone talks about people respecting you and valuing you. Now, everybody makes mistakes, but, then again, something can become a habit. And, I don't know if the person who continually calls me by this other name is consciously is working on this habit, trying to fix this habit consciously, and working hard enough to fix this habit, just like I'm trying to break certain habits. And it may not be an overnight process, but then again, it is pronouncing someone's name. It isn't breaking their glass. If you break a glass, okay, you break a glass. Accidents happen. But if you continually break their glasses time and time again, like glasses in terms of like physical glasses you can drink out of, if you repeatedly do that, and if you have the habit of doing that and it happens over and over again, then it becomes important to address, and it becomes really infuriating. And I'm going to stand by that I don't need to learn anything in this situation. There is no excuse why anyone, be it a father or a mother of children, should get their children's names wrong. Let's say you visit your extended family. You have so many uncles and cousins, you're not with them. There's so many. Okay, you may forget a name or mistake, their names, it's fine. That's a different situation. But over and over and over again, when you see them over again, and it's so often, time and time again, if you're repeatedly with them and you repeatedly get it wrong over and over again, that is a different ball game. That's a different story. That's a different tale. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to go there. I'm starting to wonder if a person, a family member, for example, who repeatedly gets someone's name wrong that he or she has known for so long, and they come and they visit to his or her house so often, and she or he is interacting with him or her, so much. And, he, for instance, let's just use a he, is repeatedly saying this person's name wrong. And, you can wonder after a while if that person is invalidating you, and if that person does not value you as a person enough to be conscious enough to work on certain habit patterns, and to to have a certain level of just, okay, this happened, I made this mistake a couple times, I'm going to work really, really hard to take care of it, because I don't want to continue doing this. I don't want to continue calling this person by this name. And, when I do it, I'm going to, address it. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to, really put the work in to fix this habit pattern. so that this person does not repeatedly get my name wrong. And I'm saying this all from the perspective of being on the receiving end, period. There is no excuse for any immediate family member to get any one of your names wrong. I know all you well enough. There's no excuse for me to repeatedly, over and over and over, get your names wrong. There is no reason for that. That would be disrespectful. If I do, guess what? Based off of today, I would say, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that again. My mistake. And we all make mistakes. But some things are inexcusable. When you get to be of a certain age, where your mind where your memory is not as sharp as it used to be. I'm going to tell you this right now. You need to really examine the habit patterns that you are feeding. And you need to nip it in the bud. You need to nip it in the bud and do that work. Do that work to not continually make the same mistakes again. I've never been up, old age. I've never been there. If I was there, I would not get people's names wrong. I would probably mistake things about them. I probably not remember every detail about, circumstances, and I probably, memory can fade. But I don't know if it's really an excuse to continue to get somebody's name wrong, for crying out loud. I mean, I had an identity crisis over my name. I used to be, really thinking of that hyper weird when people would call me by my name. Now I understand, guess what? Sometimes I wonder, I was having all these philosophical thoughts about being called by your name and using the word you. I was having these strange thoughts. But now I realize that it really matters. And it does show quite a bit and speak a lot of you if you have a relationship with that person where it's just a relationship where you get your name right. You call somebody by the right name. In that sense, it is a normal relationship. It's a flowing and smooth, kind of relationship where you're not, repeatedly saying somebody's name wrong, and you are respecting them for who they are by calling them by their name. Intentional or not intentional, it's wrong. And it is a problem, and it is an issue. It's an issue. It's not my problem to deal with. It's not my side of the street to deal with. It really isn't. That's somebody else's mess to try to deal with and try to improve. Here is the only thing I'm going to say about a family member, and I don't like doing this, but it's the truth. I'm just going to say it. That my, grandma continues to call me by the name of the dog. Rita Everett, Rita Everett, Rita Everett, Rita Everett, over and over again. I'm pretty sure that I know my name, and I'm pretty sure I know what was on that birth certificate when I was born. It's also known as your legal name. I'm pretty sure that that's not my name. There is no reason why anyone should get people's name wrong if they know them well enough. No reason whatsoever. No reason. There is no reason why, no matter how sharp or dull your memory is, that you should get anyone's name wrong if you know them well enough. No reason whatsoever. It is absolutely ridiculous and unbelievable. And it's pathetic. It is really pathetic. When you are meeting somebody, let's just say, who is older, and they may get your name wrong, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, their memory might be a little dull, so they might get your name wrong, and, this is how it is. Well, when you're meeting, I don't want to go into the whole analysis of it. But if it is continual, and if it happens over and over and over and over again, then you need to really turn your awareness on. And you need to really, and I'm saying this, to kind of raise a little bit of a red flag. A little bit of a red flag. Does this person value me enough? And value me like I want to, treating me as I want to be treated. It's so simple. Other people have talked about it. Treat others as you want to be treated. Simple. Not my words. It's just a golden rule. It's so simple. Treat others as you want to be treated. You would not want somebody to repeatedly get their name wrong over and over again. You wouldn't want that. So don't continue to do it. Nip it in the bud and take care of it. For crying out loud. When you get to be of a certain age, you all need to understand common courtesy. And you need to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. And try very hard. Very hard. Depending, the more dull your memory is, the harder you should try. The harder you should try. I'm trying to find a middle ground here. There's really, it's just beyond, and it's really, there's no reason for it. There's really no reason for it at all. Having an experience with somebody who has the opposite north node as you have, my north node's in Taurus, her north node's in Scorpio, getting my name wrong repeatedly, and living with somebody with a north node in Scorpio, conjunct my south node in Scorpio, those are two very, very different things. That's a little, that's not, I just know that that's not substantial enough. Challenges to face with others who have the opposite north node as you have and getting their name wrong. Those are kind of arbitrary comparisons. That person may have the best of intent. It may be a mistake. But, you really need to know what you're putting up with, what you want to put up with, what you are going to put up with. Draw the line. Here's the thing. It's going to sound crazy, but here's the deal. Starting to wonder if I should respond when my name is pronounced incorrectly. Again. Say it again. Read it over it. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know if I should respond to a question or a comment or anything like that. If you are talking to me, say my name correctly. Period. End of story. Simple. Just like when you talk to somebody, you look at them. Simple. Common courtesy. No matter what age you are, there is no excuse for common courtesy. No excuse at all. No excuse. You may have an experience when you're with somebody who has his or her node opposite yours that there may be new lessons to learn and growth, and there may be challenges. Who knows what'll happen? But growth and evolution and being with somebody who continually gets your name wrong over and over and over again, those things are arbitrary comparisons. You have an apple and an orange.